Now, India and France are set to sign a rupees 63,000 crore deal for 26 Rafale Marine combat aircraft. The report also claimed officials from the Indian Defence Ministry and the French ambassador to India will represent the two sides at the signing event. The 26 Rafale Marine fighter jets are urgently required for deployment on the Indian aircraft carriers, particularly INS Vikrant, which is now in service. The Rafale M jets will be customized to meet Indian requirements and will be integrated into INS Vikrant. These carrier-borne fighters are being acquired as a stopgap solution until the development of an indigenous carrier-borne fighter jet is completed. All right, DD India's Akshay Dongre has more information on this. He is joining us on the phone line. Akshay, India-France set to sign the deal. India's defence modernisation efforts touch a major milestone. Tell us, help us understand the significance of Rafale jets.
Well, Abhishek, you see what we are looking at right now is a major transition and, as you rightly mentioned, a modernization drive as well for the Indian Defence Forces. As of now, what we have when it comes to the naval air power, which means that the aircraft, the fighter jets that are operated from the two aircraft carriers that India has, then India has right now MiG-29K aircraft, and the other older aircraft have already been decommissioned. So while the Indian Armed Forces along with DRDO, ADA, that is Aerial Development Authority, Aeronautic Development Authority, are already developing their own variant of Tejas for the naval variant that's called the TED-BF, the carrier-based aircraft indigenously. It's going to take some time for the TED-BF to be included, tested and fully developed and manufactured and then brought into the Indian Navy. Till that time, the gap that is left between today and the induction of the TED-BF aircraft, that is also going to be a 4.5 generation aircraft and later on perhaps a 5th generation too. Then there is a gap of about 10 years, 10 to 15 years before they are properly inducted into the Indian Navy to be operated from the aircraft. So for that time being, these 26 Marine Rafales that are to be bought are going to prove, a gap filler as well as force multiplier for the Indian Navy. So imagine the MiG-29Ks that already are being operated from INS Vikrant and INS Vikramaditya. Once the Rafale Marine, the Rafale M aircraft are inducted, then they can also be operated in either batches or completely deployed on any aircraft carrier that is going into any kind of operations. So it's very crucial that these aircraft are included at this point in time, because any drive of indigenization will also require the Indian Armed Forces to be ready with some weaponry for that period till the time the aircraft are inducted properly into the Indian Navy. So it's not as if we are moving away from indigenization, but till the time indigenization happens, other Rafale M's are going to form the backbone of the aviation in the Indian Navy.
Akshay, also Rafale M jets will be customized to meet Indian requirements and will be integrated into INS Vikrant, like we already said. And it will obviously play a critical role in supporting the Navy's operational capabilities. Also, tell us, Akshay, first batch expected to arrive by when?
Well, what we are expecting is once the order is finally given for these Rafale M's, it's going to take a couple of years before they are the first batches arrive in India. So the timeline, the estimated timeline that we are looking at right now, even if there is a government-to-government contract, then we can see the Rafale M's coming in by 2028 to 2029 is the estimate that the Rafale M's may come. They can also come slightly earlier than that, but not later is what the expectations are, because the requirements of the Indian Navy are to operate these jets from both of their aircraft carriers, which is a crucial thing according to the Indian Navy and the experts as well. So the first batch is expected to arrive at 2028, 2029. And till that time, we have to make do with the MiG-29 aircraft. And after that, till the time the TED-BF aircraft are inducted into the Indian Navy, we'll have ample space and ample time for the operations to continue by the Indian Navy.
Also, Akshay, last question before we leave you. The Rafale Marine deal, it showcases the strengthening defense ties between India and France?
Well, absolutely, Abhishek, because when we saw the Indian Air Force acquiring Rafale jets, it was a boost not only to the Indian armed forces, but also what we significantly saw that when a country like India acquires any kind of weaponry from any other third country, then it gives a huge boost to that company as well. It's sort of an endorsement that a country as advanced as India is also putting faith on those products. And after that, we saw several other countries like Egypt and other countries across the world, ordering Rafale jets similar to India. So that gave a huge boost to not only Dassault but also the French defense industry. So clearly, if we are purchasing such high-tech and cutting-edge technology from France, then it is obviously going to boost our defense ties as well.
All right, Akshay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for your inputs.